AI Exercise 4. So open the PDF that comes with the materials. We're going to create a new file, 8 inches by 6 inches. So open Illustrator, new file, 8 inches, 6 inches. Make sure you're working in inches. If you're working in something else, it's not going to turn out right. These can stay as they are. Okay, so we're going to type "it's not what" as area text. So with the text tool, if you click and start typing, that's called point type. Point type will continue going to the right as you type, and you won't get any breaks unless you put a break in. So if your line's getting too long, you want to shorten it or go to the next line. Shift return is a line break. A normal return creates a new paragraph. That will show up if you go into your paragraph settings. If you put space at the bottom, you can space that out. So now you can see that that's a different paragraph. That's point type. We're going to use area type. Area type, click and drag. This text that shows up is called placeholder text. It's there just to show you what you've got to start with. With area type, if you change the amount of space, it'll reflow. If you make the space bigger, I'm holding the shift key here, it doesn't change the size of the text. To do that, you actually change the size of the text. If you want to change the typeface, go to a different typeface. If you change the thickness of it, that's the font. You can make those changes. Now, since I made that larger, I need to change the amount of space allowed. When you don't have enough space, you get this square with a red plus sign that tells you that there's more text. So we're going to type "it's not what" with area text. So give yourself some space. That's area text. If you want to change the color, just click in the color spectrum. You look at step 2, type on a path. So in order to do type on a path, you need to create a path. So with the pen tool, just laying down a path. Then I come with the text tool, hold down on the icon, choose the third choice, type on a path. You can see there's a dotted line going through the I-beam here. When you put that on a path, it'll light up and say path. Where you click is where it'll start. We're going to type "you look at." Type on a path with the direct select tool, select your path. This is a live effect, so it'll follow the text that you have. When you go to the normal selection tool, these bars that are here control where the type is applied on your path. So you can move that. You can also put type on a path on a shape. That'll be any of these shapes. You can make a star, a circle, a square, what have you. And again, you can control where that sits by moving that. There's an I-beam in the middle. This is the start, this is the finish, this is the middle. If I take and push that to the center, I make it follow the inside of the path or shape. Okay, so that's type on a path. And again, I'm going to make it a different color. Step 3, that matters, type as objects. Normal type tool, point type, so just click. All right, so I want to make any changes here with thickness, the size, the typeface. This is all based on whatever's on your hard drive. If you want more controls, you can go to character. If I want to change the spacing letter to letter, that's called tracking. I can space them out or make the spacing very tight. Now, type as objects, you're going to go to type, create outlines. That throws away the type information, the text information. If you've got any typographical errors, typos, you need to correct that before, because once you do create outlines, all those controls are gone. They're not available up here anymore. These are now individual objects. If you use the group select, you can move letters. These spaces that are in the middle of the A, those are called counters. If you're going to move a letter like that, make sure that you select both pieces or both parts. If you use the direct select, you can select individual points. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. That's using the spacebar command. Now if I select just an area, those points can be moved. So if you want to change the shape of a letter, you can do that by choosing just individual letters or parts of the letter. It's what you see. Step 4, effects on type. So again, point type. We're going to type it's what you see. Oh, nice typos. Okay, so I'm going to make this smaller. I'm going to change the letter spacing, the tracking. Okay, now again I have to throw away the type information, so I'm going to go to type, create outlines, and change the color just because. Now we're going to go into the effect menu. The bottom half, it says Photoshop effects. Those are good for images that you might place inside Illustrator. Those have nothing to do with what we're working on. It's the top half. So if you go to Distort and Transform, Free Distort, you click and drag on a corner, you can distort the text, and it'll do that for you. I'm going to undo that. Command Z. So Pucker and bloat, roughen, transform, tweak, twist, zigzag. You just have to try these to see what they do. Okay, it can be a little much. Make sure you have the preview checked so that you can see what it's going to do. You just have to try these so that you know roughly what it's going to do. And this will work on any object. We're using it on type right now, but you can do this on any object. Another one that's good to be aware of is warp. Okay, so you can do as much as you want there. Again, this will work on any objects. We're just doing it on type right now. Say OK to that. You can see there's a ghost image of the original type. If you want to do multiple effects onto something, go to Expand Appearance. You can throw that away. Now you're committed to that effect. So now step 5, Henry David Thoreau. So type that. You want to use a relatively heavy font so that you can see an image placed inside of this. So we're going to place an image inside of here. And if you go with the images that are the exercise 4 materials, you're given this cloudimages.jpg, JPEG. Go ahead and place that. When you click your mouse, it'll place that where you want it. You can scale that. To scale quickly, using Option Shift, it'll keep it from distorting and it'll size from the center. Now with an image like this, you can distort it. It's not really going to be noticeable. You want to place this in the back, so it's behind your letters. Choose your text. Make sure that they're outlines, they're objects. You have to do this in this order or it won't work. Compound path, make. Now select your text and the image. Clipping mask, make. And now it's inside of your text. This is a live effect. So if you use the group select, you can move where something's going to be. I'm sorry, you can move the image within the text. So that's exercise 4. Save the file. AI underscore EX4 underscore first initial last name. Save that and submit it. You can save it as a .ai, or if you save it as a PDF, make sure that Preserve Illustrator editing capabilities is checked.